Hey there, YouTube. This is Mr. Budget. So, quick video today. Not so long of a video. Just this is like a precursor to what the video is going to be next week. So, I got to thinking. So, standard is here to stay. It's not one of the things that I like so much about the game. But it's here, and there's nothing I can really do about it. I love premium. I wish premium had better cards, more support. Hoping we get more better things in the upcoming 2025 year. But if not, so it got me thinking. We're supposed to be getting more premium or structured, not structured, stride deck sets coming in the coming years or whatever. So me and my other friends have been thinking, like, what are the next two stride decks that are going to come out? I realized that a lot of the stride decks that have been coming out have been following a pattern of commercials that were playing back in the G era on alongside of the anime. For example, Moonlit Dragon Fang had Ibuki and Chrono together. Arm and Luna are always together, and the set that the Shadow Paladin Luar Stride Dragon came. I forgot the name of that. It'll lose me, but if you guys know the name of it, put it down in the comments down below. But his brother, or Shiranui, and him were also in a commercial together. So I started looking back, like, which other commercials were out at the time. And the only one I can really think of was Shion and Asha together supporting their updated trial decks. Well, that's also another thing, that another fad trend they were using. Each of these stride decks had trial decks back in the G era to go along with them. So, in my opinion, the next two that are going to come out is Asha and Altmile. Which, if you guys have known on my channel, Altmile is my very first deck, so I'm very hyped to see how that is. Even though it is in the standard format, but having strides mean these also support premium. So, just as a precursor, I was thinking, what would the ride line of that deck look like? So, of course, you would have your Blue Sky Knight Altmile, of course. Grade 2 wise, so this version of Blue Sky Knight Altmile, which has the stride skill and everything, the 11k base, whatnot. Also, you would have Absolute Blade Knight Levero as a grade 2. So, this is the Viera one. So, I'm thinking, what would be Levero's ability? What would it do to progress the Altmile strategy, which is calling a bunch of grade 2s? So, I'm thinking that it has the ability that when it rides on top of the grade 1, which we'll get into in a minute, you can pay some type of cost, energy, possibly a counterblast, or whatever the case being, and then Superior Call a grade 2 unit from your deck. Very simple. It allows you to be aggro in the opening turns of allows you to be aggro in the opening turns of the game. So I'm thinking, when it rides, you pay the cost, you Superior Call a grade 2, it allows you to attack and whatnot. So this goes on to the grade 1. I was thinking it would be not this version of Phylax, but the original version, which I don't have, unfortunately, anymore. So this version of Phylax would be a grade 1 8k base, as always. On place, find the crest, do whatnot, but also have another ability down below. Or not, just have the crest ability. It could be that, or have other cards. So if not, this only has the crest ability to make the crest and all that jazz. We would have to add other cards that were in Shion's original deck that allows them to do other things, like, for example, things of the nature like Headwind Knight Salim, who has the ability in the deck to be, if your Vanguard is Altmile, to be called out as a grade 2 unit. So things like Headwind Salim would allow you to basically play Levero, call out Salim, and do things of that nature. But his ability would have to be tweaked a bit, so it has to somewhere along the line have the ability that if your Vanguard is Absolute Blade Knight Levero or Altmile, or a card with Altmile's card name, this gets +1 grade in the deck. Something along that line, so that way you can be a little more aggro or give more support to the back row, things of that nature. For the starter, of course, it would have to be Shining Knight Milius. So this is what I'm considering what the ride line of Altmile's stride deck set would be. So like I said, this is just a quick video overlapping of what the ride deck will be. I plan on doing another in-depth video of what I would like to see in the main deck to support this deck. This quote unquote non-existing, but hopefully to exist somewhere in the future strategy. But I think that will kind of solidify the ride deck at least. So the main point I would like to bring out here is Lever Road having the ability to call out a grade 2. Because this would just be a crest maker going second, draw a card, and Altmile doing Altmile things. But the Lever Road here is where I believe the cadence of the deck and how the flow of the deck will start out. Because there's a lot of good cards in Cater Sanctuary. Other cards that allow you to, when you call them out, you can pay more cost to call more cards out. So doing that all during your grade 2 turn allows you to swing the tempo of the game further and further into your favor. There's other grade 2s I will explain like in the next video. I have all the cues and everything like that, all the bells and whistles for that video. But the one, I don't remember the unit's name and I don't have it in front of me right now. But there's also a unit that says when this unit is placed by an ability, you can counterblast one, soul blast one, look at the top 3 and call a card. Let me know the name of that down below before the next video or whatnot. But things of that nature would allow you to progress very far into giving your opponent enough damage to where they're going to have to either lose cards in their hand, which loses their tempo of the game, or just eat a bunch of damage. Unless they hit triggers or whatnot, but that's neither here nor there. But that simple ability of a on-place counterblast 1 superior call a grade 2 from your deck, not top 5, not top 7, a straight go through your deck, look for a grade 2 and call it. That gives you complete utility of what your deck is capable of doing, allows you to swing the tempo in your game heavily. And I think that would be a good card for Altmile, allowing him to start out his aggressiveness. And the other card that I'd like to bring to the table as a supporting card is, we need Knight of Twin Swords back as a 10k unit. Please, for the love of God. There has not been a card in Overdress in Cater Sanctuary that works like him. This would be perfect for Altmile. This is the original grade 2 support card that came with Altmile. This allowed you to play cards early. I don't care if you stick GB1 on it. Make it a 10k base unit. I don't care. Because, again, it would be kind of unfair for you to go Lever into Knight of Twin Swords into something else. And then keep petering off like that during your grade 2 turn. I can see that being a little bit unfair. Fine. But having a 10k base Knight of Twin Swords would mean so much for Altmile's identity so much. It would allow you to play this card so much better, especially in Premium where we have the History Collection which can turn this on, even though we do have the V-Era quote-unquote Amber clone of him, which will be even greater because you'll be able to teeter from this to that back and forth for as much counterblast you have, which will make you feel like you're playing old Altmile again. And just imagine using that tactic with the crest. Again, I'm not 100% for the crest. I personally don't like them for the fact that it gives so much power for just existing. But again, it's similar to the Overtrigger. They made it. They're not going to backpedal on it. It's here to stay. So if they end up giving it to Altmile, I'm going to fucking use it. Let's be honest. Shiranui has been one of the decks that have been dominating two metas for quite some time because of the fact that it can multi-attack and it has the crest. Altmile was built for multi-attack. It just doesn't have the numbers to back up its multi-attacking capability. Because we're forced to play things like the Imaginary Gift Mark Givers, which, again, is great, but it's slow. And that playstyle only caters to having cards face down in your damage zone, not having them face up so you can use your attackers that were originally in G. Funny enough, the V-Era version of Altmile and the G version don't play well together. Because one wants all counterblasts face up, while one wants them all face down. They don't really work that well in tandem with each other. But giving Altmile a stride deck and a crest will fix that problem for the latter half of the strategy. If you keep on playing the counterblast face down, crit to your opponent's face strategy, you can. But then also you have the opportunity to peter towards the multi-attack aspect and just ram a bunch of power down the throat. Again, because of history, you'll also have access to Imaginary Gifts. In that case, you want to go Imaginary Gift 2. Because having the crest supply all your power, which means those repeated multi-attacks on your rear guards are all going to swing for 2 damage. So, I would like to see that in the oncoming year to come. I think that alone, again, Headwind Salim, other cards like that can support good cater shit in standard will be great for this deck. I believe because they have a lot of good grade 2s that have no home at all. Prime example. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull that out of the binder. Prime example is a good grade 2 that has absolutely no home to call home would be things like Tartu, who has the ability when this unit is boosted, if you have no face-up counterblast, you're able to move this into soul. If your damage is 3 or more, and 3 or more face-down cards. Read word for word, because again, card gameplays, we don't read cards. At the end of battle, this unit attacked boosted. If your damage zone has 3 or more face-down cards, put this in your soul and countercharge 1. So allowing you to teeter off between Knight of Twin Swords and something else, or whatever the case being, ending up on this, putting this in soul, this allows you to countercharge 1, allowing you to, again, if your Vanguard Superior calls something, allowing you to teeter right back into that strategy again. Other cards in Cater that have absolutely no home to call home. Things like Resentment Dragon. Another good countercharging card. When this unit is placed by a card ability, Soul Blast 2, countercharge 1. This unit gains plus 5k. Another good card to keep on the multi-attack train. One more card that has no place to call home in Cater Sanctuary. Sorry, not Cater Sanctuary. Yeah, in Cater Sanctuary. A card like Hammer Breaking Knight Sadel. I know they used to play this card in Razaya, but they don't do it anymore, so Sadel needs a new home. Why not here? 1 place, counterblast 1, draw a card, gain plus 5k. This will work perfectly for Altmile. This allows you to build hand, build power on the board, and then swing, because it's a grade 2. These cards have absolutely no place to call home. Why not in a Stride deck for Altmile? It would be amazing. And there are many other instances like that have cards that have no place to call home in Cater Sanctuary. I'm also seeing that if they were to do that, this would be a good opportunity to reprint Sargal. That grade 1 that's in every Cater pile, that allows you to look at the top 2 cards, add 1 to your hand, put 1 to the bottom of the deck. That card alone is worth so much money. Having it reprinted in here would also sell the set. It would sell the set and give an opportunity for that card to be reprinted. So I think Altmile will be a good starting place for 2025 for Cater. If you guys want me to do one of these videos for Asha, let me know down in the comments down below. I can definitely get an idea or a rough statement going about what the ride deck for Asha might look like, or I can have one of my colleagues or my friends who main the deck way back in G can explain that a lot better if you guys would like that more. But let me know down in the comments down below if you guys would like that also as a beginner video. And then a possible what if how that deck will look like, what the abilities of the cards might look like going further in the future. But until then, look forward to next week's video. I will have a pseudo quote unquote full-fledged kind of prophecy deck of what a Stride deck Altmile deck might look like and what its abilities might go through to increase the probability of that deck competing at the higher tables. But until then, this has been Mr. Budget saying this is what I want for the upcoming year of 2025. Look forward to another video earlier of next week or later this week, whenever I get around to doing, on my thoughts of the previous year and what I look for coming in the new year. I know we're already a week into it, but again, life is life. Things happen, but but life is life, and life goes on. But we all have responsibilities being adults now. So, like, subscribe. We're a small growing community. I will be on my Discord, 8 o'clock, around 8 o'clock-ish every Friday weekend. Every Friday going into the weekend. If you guys want to test, talk strategy, have any ideas for oncoming videos, you can meet me in that Discord. There'll be a link down below. Yeah, we're trying to build that community on Discord. It's called Budget Building Network on Discord. Again, the link will be down below. We're trying to get I'm trying to get more and more people into our community. People who are on the fence about playing Vanguard, people who are kind of burnt out of the current meta, want to try something different, want to try more fun budget decks in a safe place that allows you to express your own thought pattern capabilities and build upon them to having these decks be better in the long run and not just being shelf worthy. But until next time, this has been Mr. Budget saying, keep it fun, keep it budget, and we'll see you guys here next time. Peace.